Welcome to Narrowboat James Bill. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Well, it's bright and early on Sunday morning. Well, it's early, not really bright. The weather forecast has improved slightly in so much as it's not going to rain until much later on today. So basically I've dried down the sides of the boat and I'm going to see if I can get another coat of Bethnal Green on. Bethnal Green has gone on quite nicely on that second coat along the sides. Weather's all right actually at the moment, so it's quite nice and dry kind of conditions for it. My next task is to apply more black to the kind of all the seams basically down both ends around the stern, and then using a roller more blacking underneath the boat on the overplating. So that's going to be the plan now. Hopefully get a load of this done before lunch. Well, some local guy just dropped these off. He said he got given 2 at work, so he thought he knew a man that could put these to good use. So Paul, thank you so much. These will definitely be put to good use. Pudding. Painting today has been all right so far, and now we've got Sunday roast at the wharf. whole gang. That's well nice. Right, well, lunch is finished, and it rained a little bit. It stopped now, so I'm going to carry on the blacking. I keep losing where I am when I kind of try to do all the strips in one go, so I'm just kind of doing it this way now. It's a little bit more laborious. On the last video, there were quite a few suggestions about ways I could improve this. The main worry of this is that you could easily basically short it by connecting both things at once, or having something which shorts it by connecting it. It's unlikely because I do have an insulating thing to go around it, but I've tried them on. In fairness, they don't fit very well once you've got all the cables on them. So I'm going to take these off, and I'm replacing these and the ones in the dinette and a few of the other ones, and I'm replacing it with a simple fuse box. I'll show you the one I've got. So it's one of these. It comes with a cover, so it kind of nice and secure. Attach the negative onto there, positive onto there, that becomes live. Then you've got 6 connections for the negatives, 6 in there for the positives, and then you put in whatever fuse you like, and it's just these blade fuses that you get in cars. So that's 20 there. So yeah, you put them in whatever appliance you need. So this one is going to be for the fridge, the oven, the hobs, and the power socket. So there'll be a variety of fuses I require for that, but obviously it'll be a neater installation than that. So I'm going to go about changing this one first, and then I'll do the other ones. I've flicked the switch on this side, which is this one here, which powers up the galley. So this is now live, and I've only got one thing hooked up at the moment, which is this one and this one, and that is for the sockets. And I know they are working because my camera is plugged into them. And this is the next challenge. So all of those cables to go into another one of those fuse boxes, and see if I can kind of neaten this up a bit, label some things. I mean, these are all lights, in fairness. These are all the ceiling lights throughout the boat and the under gunnel lights. Right, so the old power distributors have gone, and now I'm going to go in with the new fuse box. These are all the cables coming down. They've all been labelled. So what I've got there: dinette, bath, bed, galley, under gunnel light starboard, under gunnel light port, and the floor light. So those are all the ones which are going to be required to go in here. So I think I might have to have 2 of those fuse panels. Thanks for your feedback and comments about my new door. I'm chuffed with it. I think it's really great. And obviously, yeah, those of you do agree as well. I'm going to make it into a cupboard, so kind of it'll hide it away quite nicely. I've had to think of how to do that today, so yeah, that would be good. Obviously, I'm going to replace it with something sturdy and attractive, and yeah, it'll make it great. I think there was quite a lot of concern about the kids and how they're going to do it and what's going to happen if, and this, that and the other. I'm not thinking about having the door closed much. If I'm thinking really just the small kids, if they were sleeping in there kind of like 7 o'clock or whatever, or trying to get to sleep, and I'm cooking down there, then I might close it. But invariably it's just going to be for guests if they're in the toilet or the shower or something like that. It's not going to be used much with the kids, so you know, I'm not going to worry about it. But the obviously when it's properly built, it will be secured, so this back bit's not going to fall down. It will be easy to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but it'll, you know, it's not going to fall down their heads and anything like that. I'll make sure that can't happen, obviously. So yeah, but I'm well chuffed with that. It's decent. I know how to make it into a cupboard and kind of hide it away nicely, so yeah, that'll be good. A few other people said, why don't you just put the door here? The problem is the width of this, what I can see here, it basically, for a door to work hanging on this side here, it would have to come out to here, which is, well, it's halfway through the toilet. So that's why I can't have a door on that side. The reason I can't have a stable door, have one there and then one folding out there, is because it would be here all the time. The door would be there, and this is, well, it's not narrow. I mean, I've seen narrowboats much narrower than that, but it's, you wouldn't want a bloody door there. So that's why it's like this, and yeah, I think it works well. This is looking a lot tidier. So at the moment I've just got in the floor lights, which are marked up there, and the undergunnel lights. I've connected the two power sources for the undergunnel lights, so both negatives are going in there, both positives are going in there. Obviously I can switch them off independently of one another, but this way it means I can fit all the lights onto this one fuse board. Yeah, that looks a bit neater. Now I'm going to try to, I'll turn it on basically and see if it works. It all should do. So what have we got? Obviously main power coming in there, and then I've got basically 6 lights coming off. They're all labelled up. I've got to pin all the cables back, but it's taken ages to kind of just do it in a way so I get all the curls in the right direction and in the same way, and then I'll crimp them together and kind of make it all nice and organised. Yeah, that's nice and neat, nice and protected, so that's good. Now if I flick the lights on, yeah, brilliant, they all come on. Obviously they're still on their own individual switches. Good. A friend of the channel came around earlier, Jimbo, and he brought with him a bag of these things, which are really good. Obviously just little cable ties, but with little labels on them, so you can write everything on, which is really good. So cheers for that, Jimbo. That's what it looks like at the moment. So I'm going to fill it back up with all my tea and coffee paraphernalia. But yeah, a lot neater. Happy with that. And the way you know that a fuse has gone in one of your wires is because the light will be on, indicating that a fuse has blown. So on this particular one, it's because I've taken the fuse out. Then it's a case of replacing the fuse. Putting that back on. Turning the power on. The lights are off. The warning lights are. But the lights are on. I never leave myself enough time to tidy up when I've finished, and a good workman should always tidy up, so that when you get back to it, it's always neat and tidy. My mate Will told me that, and I haven't listened to a word he said for like literally the whole build. I've just been doing all the electrics really up to the point that I've just got to go, which is what I've got to do now. I've got to go back to London, but I'm relieved that I got the second coat of paint on the sides. So now there's just one more coat of paint to do around the boat. Signwriter's coming in 10 days. I need another coat of paint to be done before then. Really, that coat needs 3 days to fully cure before he puts his paint on it. So really I've got a week. I think there's some good weather coming, although I think we've all been saying that for the last 5 weeks, so we'll see. But yeah, one more coat to go, bit more blacking to be done. You'll have seen that there is kind of different colouring on the blacking. Basically the really thick stuff I'm using is just going on, and once when it goes off, it kind of goes quite glossy. So I'm using it only on the rubbing strips at the moment. So at the moment there's kind of a bit of a line of gloss sometimes in the middle of it. I've got 2 more coats to go over when I'll do the whole lot with rollers, and hopefully that'll give it a nice kind of even finish. But at the moment I'm really just kind of getting a really thick coat on as much as I can, certainly in all the welds and all the seams, and there's just loads of it. There's loads of rubbing strips and loads of welds and joins. So actually the underneath is by far the easiest and the nicest part of the boat. All the stuff that Richard did is just lovely. Now I'm up close to all the other stuff, it's just crap. So yeah, I'm hoping 3 or 4 decent coats of blacking will see it good. Yeah, who knows, maybe in the future take them off and grind it all back and do them again. But for the moment, blacking is the way forward. I need to do more work on the bow extension as well. I need to do the doors and the more black on there, more detail around the front. It's all a bit messy still, so I've got loads to do on that. In fairness, I can do some of that on the cut, so that's not the end of the world. My batteries have arrived as well, so I'm not going to install them in the battery bank just yet, because I'm going to basically wait 1 day and just do batteries, solar, and just get it all done and dusted in 1 day. So yeah, that'll be the way to go. And really the electrics is kind of taking shape up to there. I've got loads more kind of fuses to put in, but yeah, it's taking shape, and I think we're not far off kind of there really, electrics wise. Certainly in the galley, that's kind of taking shape. I've got a bit more to do in the dinette. I've got loads to do in the bedroom. So anyway, there's that. Paul is making some headway on the gear lever. Basically, he knows how to do it all. What he's trying to work out is how to not have the vibrations transfer from the gearbox all the way through the new linkage to the new arm, which I mean, on the current one there is a bit of vibration. Paul's worried that if we extend it further and make it all rigid, there'll be more vibration. So he's thinking of having basically a tube with a rod going through it. So anyway, Paul's looking at that. I'm hoping he's going to start some work on that this week. Kind of needs to, because I need to get that deck finished before I even contemplate getting out of here. So yeah, still obviously loads to crack on with. I'm back to London now. I don't know when I'll be back at the boat. Maybe, I don't know, whenever it's going to be. But it'll be soon, because yeah, there's loads to do. Anyway, until then, look after yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.